Have you ever heard a strange noise in your house at night? A creak from the floorboards, a tap on the window, or maybe a knock from inside the wall? Most of us brush it off. We tell ourselves it's just the house settling, the pipes, the wind. But what if it's not? What if it's someone, or something, trying to get your attention? This is the story of a family who discovered the chilling truth behind the sounds that haunted their home. A story that begins with a simple, rhythmic knock that soon became a desperate plea from the other side. The Martin family had just moved into their dream home, a charming old Victorian house on the edge of town. It had everything they wanted: a big yard for their daughter, Lily, to play in, and enough character to make it feel special. The first few weeks were perfect. They unpacked boxes, painted walls, and filled the rooms with laughter. But then the knocking started. It was faint at first, just a soft tap, tap, tap that seemed to come from the wall in Lily's bedroom. Lily, only 6 years old, didn't seem scared. In fact, she seemed curious. She told her parents she had a new friend, the wall girl. Her parents, Sarah and Tom, thought it was just a child's active imagination. Kids create imaginary friends all the time, right? They'd playfully ask Lily what her wall friend was like. "She's shy," Lily would say, "and she's cold. She just wants to play." They would smile, ruffle Lily's hair, and think nothing more of it. But the knocking grew more frequent and more insistent. It wasn't just at night anymore. It happened in the middle of the day, sometimes following them from room to room. It was always 3 distinct knocks. Knock, knock, knock. One evening, while Sarah was putting Lily to bed, the knocking was louder than ever before. It sounded like someone was right on the other side of the plaster, desperate to be heard. Sarah put her ear to the wall. It felt strangely cold. "Mommy," Lily whispered, her eyes wide. "She says she's lost." A shiver ran down Sarah's spine. This was no longer a child's game. Tom, a rational man, was still skeptical. He tapped back on the wall, half joking. To his shock, the wall tapped back immediately, mimicking his exact rhythm. He tried again, a more complex pattern. The wall copied it perfectly. The blood drained from his face. There was something in their walls. Their investigation started in the town's historical archives. They learned their house was over 100 years old, built by a wealthy but reclusive family named the Blackwoods. The records were sparse, but they found one chilling detail. The Blackwoods had a young daughter named Elara who disappeared without a trace. The official report said she ran away, but local rumors whispered a darker tale. They said she was a sickly child, and her parents, ashamed of her frailty, kept her hidden from the world. One day, she simply vanished. No one ever saw her again. The Blackwoods moved away shortly after, selling the house and its secrets. Back at the house, Sarah and Tom felt a growing sense of dread. Was it Elara knocking? Was her spirit trapped within these walls? Guided by old blueprints they found in the attic, they noticed something strange about the layout of Lily's room. There was a discrepancy, a hollow space behind the wall that wasn't on the plans. It was just large enough for a person. Or a small, hidden room, armed with tools and a heavy heart. Tom began to carefully break through the plaster. The knocking stopped. The air in the house grew still and heavy, as if holding its breath. As Tom pulled away a large section of drywall, a dark, musty void was revealed. It was a hidden chamber, no bigger than a closet, and inside, sitting on a small, dusty stool, was a child's skeleton. Next to it lay a small, worn leather-bound diary. With trembling hands, Sarah opened it. The pages were filled with the looping, innocent handwriting of a young girl. It was Elara's diary. She wrote about her loneliness, about watching the world from her window. She described her parents growing more distant, locking her in her special room for longer periods. She wasn't sick. She was just different. The final entry was heartbreaking. "They have put a new wall up," it read. "I cannot see the door anymore. I have been knocking, but no one answers. It is so cold. I think they have forgotten me." Elara hadn't run away. She had been sealed in, left to fade away by the very people who were supposed to protect her. The knocks weren't a haunting. They were the final, desperate echoes of a forgotten child, a plea for help that had gone unanswered for a century. The Martins gave Elara a proper burial in the local cemetery, finally giving her the peace she had been denied. The knocking in the house stopped forever. But the story of the girl who knocks from inside the wall became a somber legend in their town, a chilling reminder that some secrets refuse to stay buried. It teaches us to listen not just with our ears, but with our hearts. Sometimes the faintest sound can be the most important cry for help. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this story as moving as we did, please like, share, and subscribe for more tales from the shadows. Stay safe and always check the blueprints.